is Brian Sales, also known as The Warrior, or Warrior, I should say. Welcome to the first video in the Warrior's Walk. This is not a podcast. This is just a something that I'm doing, but we'll get into that a little bit further into the video. But welcome to the very first video in the Warrior's Walk. If you don't know me, I am the owner of the Warriors Collections Network, Warriors Collection brand, and Warriors Vision podcast. Trying to see what else I should add to that, but that's who I am. All the rest of the stuff doesn't really matter. If you need to know more, you can go and check out the podcast, Warriors Vision. You can find it on, if you want to do the video form, Warriors Collection Network on YouTube. Go look at the videos. You can listen to it on the audio side, Warriors Vision, on Apple, Spotify, and all that good stuff. So if you want to know more, and I'm pretty sure if you stay and watch a lot of these videos that I'm going to be posting here in the upcoming months and weeks, you'll get to learn a lot about me and know some of my past, know some of my past and know where I'm going, or at least know who I am today, right? Because that's the most important part. A lot of people love to know your past so they can use that against you. I'm not ashamed of my past. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, week, month. We're getting to the end of the year, and I know that I've been talking about this on my podcast, that I was going to do these Bible stories, and I just been trying to figure out how I'm gonna do them, and now I figured it out, and this is what I'm gonna do. So they're gonna be pre-recorded, unless there's a lot of attention been thought, it gains a lot of attention. Then we may do some lives, because I love doing live things. I just need my internet to cooperate most of the time with me. But other than that, we're gonna do these pre-recorded, and I'm just gonna walk you through some of the stories that I've read in the Bible, and what they mean to me, give you my perspective of them, and go from there. So I hope you guys will come along with me on this journey. These videos are basically for people that were in church and never read the Bible, and they fell away from church, right? Or these videos are for people who never were in church, don't know anything about who God is. And I say is because he is alive. He's a living God. We're gonna dive into that. But anyway, if you've never been in church and you never read the Bible, so that you can learn who God is to you and to me, so that it will be inspiring or motivate you, or even something will prick your heart to be like, you know what? Let me see what this dude is talking about. Well, what is he talking about? I've heard the stories, but what does that even mean? Let me go see for myself. Because I've learned that a lot of people have had some kind of church hurt, or have been done, some wrong has been done to them, or simply they just didn't understand what was coming across the pulpit, and it turned them off, and that was the last time. And there's just been people that never even thought to read the Bible because they see it as a fictional book. So we're gonna dive into all of that, and real quick, I'm just gonna break down my background. I grew up in church, and some of y'all may not have known that, and that's not a reflection upon the church or my parents. That's a reflection upon me, because I knew the truth, and I still, I did whatever I did. All I can do is do better now, right? Because I know better. And because I know better, I should be doing better. And because I should be doing better, God has called us to be the light of the world. With me doing better, I now have to show that light. I have to shine bright, as He has called us to be doing. When you come into the knowledge And when you have the knowledge, you need to be showing that light. I should be a helping hand, not a hindering block or a roadblock or a pothole to you, right? You shouldn't look at me and be like, yeah, he in church, but he acting just like us. That's not the right thing, right? That's not the right thing. I should be the light. I should be set apart. So, I grew up in church, and very young, very young. As I gotten older, teenage years, young 20s or whatever, I would start doing my own thing, and I did a lot of stuff that I'm not proud of, and caused a lot of pain and hurt to other people, caused a lot of pain and hurt to myself, a lot of stress to other people and to myself. And it's not as stressful as it was then as it is now. I mean, it's not as stressful because of God's grace and mercy. We deal with the consequences, but we deal with it in grace and in mercy. So, as time has gone and I've evolved, when I got out the military, I was trying to figure out my purpose, trying to figure out who I was, what am I? And as I started to seek God, I started my podcast, and then that evolved because I was seeking Him, and my conversations were changing. The topics that I wanted to cover were changing. The things that I put time into, those were changing. As you currently know that I'm in the country, I'm in the sticks. My perspective of life has changed because of my walk with God. And the things that I value have changed because of my walk with God. So, it is a life-changing thing, but it's for the good. It is for the good, and I can't tell you how excited I am and how, I don't even know how to put it in words, but all the changes that I have, all the things that I have went through to get to this point, it was for my good. It was for learning. It was for me to be a testimony to someone, to show them that, hey, you may fall to the wayside, you may do this and that, but if you turn your life over to God, things will get better. You won't have to deal with it on your own. You don't have to feel like you're being buried by the world. That He will come and shield you from all of that. You're still going to have to deal with the consequences, but it's not going to be as harsh. So now as the podcast has grown, now we're in the Warrior's Vision because everything about me has elevated. My mindset, everything has elevated. And so now, I feel that it's important to put these things out there so that it will help someone who was in church. And they never read the Bible because, the preacher was preaching. So they didn't feel like they needed to read the Bible. That was me. I was in church. I never read the Bible, except when it was giving scriptures to us to read. But outside of that, I didn't read the Bible to understand the Bible for my own self. There's people out there, this is for people that are out there that never read the Bible and never been to church because they was either hurt by the church or, hurt by someone and they put off by the church or whatever the case may be. These videos are for you. I'm hoping that these videos will prick your heart, will inspire you to, go get yourself a Bible and read it. And read it for understanding. Not read it to find points to be like, look at. No. So you're doing it for the wrong thing, and you will never gain you will never get what you're looking for because you're going into it with the wrong mindset. If you go into it wanting to know who God is, wanting to know more about the about the how or let me say this, wanting to know how to build a relationship with God, you will find it in His Word. You will find it in His Word. And when you are reading it with an open mind, and you are reading it with a mind that with the desires of seeking God, everything will flow. everything. And at the beginning, it may not flow, but don't just stop. Because, I mean, we read books all the time that sometimes doesn't flow or make sense to us, but we continue to read them. You know, we watch these TV shows and all this other garbage, and we stay still connected to that. So with this is pertaining to your salvation, your life. This is so important. It is important for you to go into this with an open mind and an open heart, looking to understand, asking God to give you understanding of what you're reading, to help you to identify what is being said, so that you can apply it to your life, and so that you can look back on your life and be like, He was there when I was in trouble, when I was in need. When no one else was, He was there. I sensed it, I felt it, So I hope and I pray that this series, The Warrior's Walk, will be inspirational, motivational, all those good things. I hope that this will be groundbreaking. Not groundbreaking to the sense where I'm looking for followers or anything like that, because as I'm learning, I'm reading. I'm in Acts right now, and I'm reading about Paul and his ministry, and how his first name was Saul, and how that's one of my favorite characters, Paul, not Saul. How he went hard against the church. He went hard against the church, and how God had to had to change him. No man could change him. God had to change him on the spot. And after that change, he went hard for God. He went hard for God. He went hard preaching the word. He went hard. I mean, he went hard. So, and the persecution that he endured because of the persecution that he put onto the church. I'm learning that a lot of the disciples went through a lot, and it's not about, people following them. It was gaining hearts, gaining souls for God. That's what this is all about. Gaining souls for God, and helping people turn from their ways and following the will of God. I've never ever talked about having tons of followers on IG, Facebook, Twitter, none of that. So that's not my concern. Especially when I know when I'm sharing something that is true, it's not going to be received by all or many. It may be only received by one. And if I can get that one to change the way they're thinking, to change the way they're seeing things, I've done what God has told me to do. I've been obedient, and all is well. All is well. So, guys, I hope this video, the intro to the Warrior's Walk, has been informative. Get ready, because next week we're gonna do a video a week. Because I still got the podcast going. I still got the business going. I still got this homestead. I got so much going on. So I don't want to, say, hey, I'm gonna do like 5 videos. Not that's not realistic. If realistic, I'm gonna do 1 video a week, and I'm gonna, 1 video a week, and we're gonna stick to it. And as I said, if it grows, and if I'm led by God to do more and go deeper, and so be it. But for right now, this is what we're gonna do, and we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it. All right. So you guys have a fantastic day. Be blessed. Warrior out.